Action. Yo guys, welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. Yo guys, welcome to this video and welcome to my channel featuring
me,
Nicole Mack. In this video, we're going to be going over the top 5 things we'd change about our camper van.
Patricia.
So if you're new here, you might not know it, but this time last year, me and Nicole built a custom Ram Promaster Campervan, and we spent about 3 months straight right off the bat traveling in it. And then since then, we've just kind of been on and off doing trips with it.
Bouncing around.
We published videos of the entire build process on my channel. I just am into a bunch of different stuff, so whether it's drones or travel videos or building vans, this channel is just gonna have a lot of kind of different content. And if you haven't seen the build videos, they're on there if you want to check them out. With that said, there's a huge announcement.
Anyways, there's a huge announcement at the end of this video that we're super excited to tell you guys about. So if you want to, stay till the end.
Stay till the end.
It's pretty exciting. Okay, he's doing a drum roll. Number 1 is having a shower in the van.
Yes. So on our last van, we had a shower that was basically like a little briefcase that you kind of unpacked, and then it almost was like a tent where you put poles in and then it shot up, and it had a recirculating shower head that kind of pumped water through it. But it like took a decent amount of time to set up and was just kind of like, I don't know, it just took a long time to get all set up.
Yeah, we also had to, like, if we wanted to take a warm shower, we had to boil the water, wait for that to happen, and also wait for it to cool down because the water would be boiling hot and you didn't want to burn your feetsies. But it just took a really long time to put together after a long day of hiking or whatever we were doing that day.
And it worked pretty well when we were in Utah because it was really hot outside, so you naturally just wanted to put the shower outside, and it was warm. And yeah, cold showers were nice, but when it got to the point where we were like on the Oregon coast, it was freezing. Yeah. Like one time we were on the beach and we wanted to take a shower because we hadn't had one in a while. Mm-hmm. And also it was weird because COVID, like you can't go into gyms to take showers, and showers are just really few and far between. So we kind of had to use our shower. So what we did was we ended up setting it up inside the van, which it kind of fit, but it was also like just really cramped in there, and it just took a long time to do.
So in our next build, we definitely will have a shower inside the van that's actually built in, connected to water and whatnot. We've looked at a lot of cool designs, whether it's coming out of a drawer or you actually build an actual shower within the van. So yeah, it's gonna be really exciting to have something inside the van so we don't have to worry about running it over.
Yeah. I did run it over. We showered in it late at night, and then I just like shoved it under the van, and I was like, to dry, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect place to dry. And then the next morning we woke up, and I just like put the van in reverse, was like, and luckily it wasn't damaged that bad.
No, he just ran over my shampoo and conditioner, and it looked like a murder scene, just
yeah,
of shampoo everywhere.
There was a shampoo crime that happened in that parking lot. Before we get to the next thing, we wanted to take a second to introduce you guys to a really cool company called Zellman's Minty Mouth. They were so kind as to sponsor this video and offer a special discount for you guys at the end. So the sponsor of today's video is Zellman's Minty Mouth, which are basically these little like mint breath capsules. These little packets are perfect for just throwing in your backpack. So if you're hiking, or like for example, we would get up super early in the morning in the van, and I'd be driving and I'd be like, oh shit, forgot to brush my teeth. Zellman's Minty Mouth was always there. These mints are perfect for throwing at each other. These things are perfect for throwing and catching, and they also pop.
Zellman's is super natural and contains parsley seed and sunflower oil, keeping your breath fresh for hours. Zellman's are sold in 3-packs, 5-packs, and 10-packs, and you can also sign up for a monthly subscription for them so you can always have them all year round.
So you can have them automatically delivered to you. So if you guys want to try something super unique and different to get fresh breath, try Zellman's Minty Mouth today. Link down in the description.
Number 2, putting hot water in the van.
So in the van we have now, we just have basically just like a big water tank that kind of just reflects whatever temperature it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're in Utah, the water is like drinking the devil's hot piss. And then when And then when we're in Colorado, it's like drinking an icicle. So yeah, it just kind of reflects wherever you are.
And with putting a shower in the van, it's just a nice luxury to have hot water. So yeah, we just kind of want to throw that bad boy in there.
And there's also a lot of really cool things that you can get. Like there's these instant water heaters that don't have a big tank or anything, but basically just the water goes through these pipes, gets heated up, and it's right there on demand. So it doesn't take up a lot of space. It should be pretty easy to install in the next one. And then as far as cold water goes, we'll be kind of going into that in the next point.
Number 3, getting a bigger fridge for snacky snacks, foodie food, and Danny's beer.
And
watermelon.
Water.
Watermelon.
So yeah, apparently we're getting a bigger fridge specifically so we can just have watermelon in the van. So in our current setup, we have a Dometic CF40 fridge, and it's pretty nice, but it doesn't have a lot of the features that we really need. For one, it's like not that big. And then the second thing is it doesn't have a dedicated freezer.
It does, but it just doesn't do a very good job of freezing. Like if you put it at the bottom, it could freeze a little bit, but not to the extent of calling it a designated spot to freeze your food.
Both of us really like having smoothies and just frozen stuff in general. Like having ice would be a really nice thing to do. So the fact that we can't do that now is just kind of annoying. Like we'll buy these frozen blueberries and they'll stay in there for longer than like a day, and it's just this soggy bag of purple hue.
Yeah, we ended up staining our refrigerator we have now, and it was purple for our whole Washington and Oregon trip because the blueberries melted and slowly the juice just seeped out all over the refrigerator. So...
It just became a purple fridge.
Yeah.
Also with the bigger fridge, we can just get a jug of water and just constantly have it in there, so we always have cold water. So we'll have hot water and cold. And watermelon. So another problem with the fridge, how we designed it, was just the direction that it was like pointed. So how I built it was it slid out towards the front of the van, like right in front of the door. And that was like the worst possible thing that I could have done. I didn't really realize it, but it's just a ton of weight. And so like multiple times throughout the trip, we would be driving and then we'd forget to lock the fridge and we'd just hear this huge like boom behind us, and we'd look back and the fridge would just be on the ground. One time it almost hit Gary.
Video insert. So we were driving. All of a sudden this like magnificent boy elk I've ever seen in my life.
Freaking elk.
Ran out in front of us, but the sad news is
the fridge broke. We slammed on the brakes and this little lock that I put in didn't hold. If you're building a fridge in your van, don't put it I don't know what the word is. I'm just gonna
vertically.
Vertically.
Don't put it vertically to where the force of momentum goes forward.
Hashtag science.
Number 4, getting AC in the freaking van because you don't want to die in Utah.
We had a miserable time in Utah, and I think a lot of that was just like when we decided to go there. We definitely shouldn't have been there in July, but regardless, it would have been like totally fine if we had an AC. There was one night where we were in Valley of Fire in Nevada, and it was like deathly hot.
It was like nighttime was 95 degrees.
That was definitely the most miserable night of the trip.
Yeah, that's the hottest like situation I've ever been into.
Then we thought we could use the van AC. We thought we could just like turn the van AC on and it would be fine. But we just didn't have like enough circulation. So if you were sitting in the front 2 seats, it was fine. Mm-hmm. But if you're anywhere in the back, especially sleeping, it was just like so freaking hot. I think having a window in the back, like we've talked about doing a little small window in the next one, will help with the ventilation a little bit. Mm-hmm. But it was brutal. It was very brutal. And they make a lot of cool like portable small AC units. My friend Shaden at Tricked Out Vans has this cool like little unit. So we might end up doing that, but it also depends where you are. Like if we're just in cold climates, we probably wouldn't need it as much, but it's just a nice thing to have.
Number 5, having a bigger water tank so we can last longer on the road without filling up our tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that's all, folks.
See ya. So in our current van, we have a 20-gallon tank, and I guess it does like relatively decent when we're just us two.
Yeah.
It'll last maybe like 4 or 5 days when it's just us two. But a lot of times...
No, I feel like it lasts longer than 4 or 5 days. We're pretty good at conserving water.
But a lot of times we'll have friends and stuff with us, and that thing just gets emptied like right away.
With having the shower in the van, we just definitely need a bigger water tank because we'll be using more water. We just don't want to be filling up all the time.
And with our last van, we the shower head, you kind of put water in the bottom and it recirculated it.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, it would definitely just be like one-time use, like drained straight to the floor, so it wouldn't be recycling, so that would naturally just use a lot more water. Searching for water usually isn't that bad, especially with apps like iOverlander. You can kind of open this app and it'll show you where all the spigots are around you. But when you do run out, it's just really shitty because you can't do any dishes, you can't drink out of it, you can't wash your hands.
Also, following along on the same lines of adding a water tank, we'd also like to add a water filter onto the faucet. There was many times where we were kind of guessing whether or not the water was drinkable, and it just helps your mind be at ease when you're drinking water.
Yeah, there was definitely some spigots that we filled up from that we were like, kind of feeling like we were playing an E. coli game of Russian roulette, where it was like, is this actually drinkable or is this like toxic wastewater? It ended up being fine. Like, Nicole didn't really drink that much out of the faucet, but I was just kind of like, whatever, screw it. And I didn't get sick, luckily, but it would just be nice to have that like kind of secondary layer of assurance that you're not gonna die from drinking your water.
Alright, so that is it for the 5 things, but we have an announcement. We are doing another van and we're selling Patricia.
Yep, so Patricia probably within the next like week or so is gonna sell, which is kind of sad and kind of torn about it. Yeah. But we really want to do another van. There's a bunch of little things, as we talked about in this video, that we want to change, and it's just fun building a van. So over the course of the next few months, we will be doing another one.
Yeah, so be on the lookout.
We're gonna be making like a more official like series about it, just kind of detailing all the stuff we do with the build, some behind the scenes stuff.
So we will be documenting the build throughout all social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So whichever one's your favorite, look out for us.
All right, so that concludes this video. Be on the lookout for more van life videos.
Be on the lookout for more van life videos, baby.
Be on the lookout for more van life videos, and we will see you guys on the next one.
Love you guys.
Peace
out.
All right, everybody. A word from our sponsor, Starbucks, today.
Danny's becoming a basic white bleep of calling it a designated spot to freeze your food. Bass bleep.